Hi, I'm just having a look at a stock called Golden Rim Resources, GMR. Okay, I've just taken the chart here from back in 2009. Okay, and drawn a fib set from high to low. Seems to fit pretty well. Okay, there is higher highs and a slightly low down here at the quadrant line, which is that blue line there. But that's taking the chart way back. So I'm just going to use this piece of the chart. It seems to fit. There's good news and bad news. Good news is it's basically pulled a little double bottom along here. Whether it is a double bottom at the moment, you'll probably find out. And the other thing is the MAs down here are starting to turn up. Okay, it's gone back and it's actually through the 30-day moving average. Okay, where you can see up here the 30-day moving average crossed through the blue, which is the 50-day. I call that the 30-day kiss of death. Basically, if you ever see your 30-day go through your 50, just get out of it. Okay. Also, there's been a head and shoulders on this chart here at the moment. Okay, there's like two shoulders here. I've drawn the neckline right along here. You can see it's textbook head and shoulders. Came through the neckline, back up, retested the neckline, and back down, plonk. Now, whether it's going to just come up here, it's going to have to get through the 50-day, okay, the blue, okay, it will have to get through this little red downtrend line there. This is basically a downtrend line to have a look at as well. So yeah, if it comes back up to here and then falls again, okay, it could form another shoulder, because head and shoulders tend to do that, like this one here. It's just basically a repeat, and then it more than likely will test that low, and probably the all-time low. Okay, and this here is a dead cross, okay, where all your moving averages have gone through your 200. Okay, that's another big sign of always to not to buy a stock around there. On the way up, because the indicators are pointing up at the moment, all my indicators are going north, which is the good news. Okay, so how far north it goes is what we're going to find out. Now I've shown you those fibs, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here, because there's some interesting things here. Head and shoulders, I'll just extend that neckline along. Okay, so that's going to give you just above 9.5. Okay, if it comes back up to there. Now if it comes back up to here and then fails on that neckline, it's more than likely going to pull back to around about 8, which is that last fib, if it's going to support. If it does support there, okay, and starts to head north again, what you'd probably find is this little shoulder over here, the bounce off the neckline, would be like a left shoulder for an inverted head and shoulders, because that would then make this the head down here, comes back up here, dips back down, goes again. That's a inverted head and shoulders. I'm not saying it will do that, but it's a possibility, and anything is possible at the moment. And if it was to do that, there would be a target of around about 16 cents, okay, if it was to do that. Now that could also take quite some time, but at the moment it's just got to keep going north and get this 30-day moving average to turn up, okay. Then all the moving averages, if they come up and come back through the 50, all's well and good. She'll definitely get skates on, is what I tend to be thinking. Now I'm just going to zoom back out a bit, and I'm just going to show you, because this thing, once it gets on its bike, it gets on its bike. I don't know anything about the fundamentals of the company. There's a repeating range, and one in here, and one over there. Okay, so it repeats those ranges. So yeah, it's very interesting. So let's just see what happens. But your risk down here at the moment is probably the blue line, okay, to the 100%. Okay, that would be your risk. Your reward at the moment is once it's through that blue. That's what I'd be looking at, you know, basically for a starter. That'd be one level. Your reward would be back up to this fib here, okay? And if it repeats that range, as what we were saying, could be a longer term look. If I can get the damn thing to, come on, play. Thank you. Would be somewhere in that area there. Okay, it gives 21 cents if that range repeats. Okay, now that would take some time. Okay, but yeah, and these ones in here, what was that? That scooted up. 2012 took off, and there's March there. Okay, so it was basically 3 months. Okay, so yeah, that's what I tend to be thinking on GMR. But yeah, the all your indicators have still got a long way to go here on the DEMA and what have you. We could probably look to see if we're going to get any negative divergence. The place where we're going to get it, I'd say, would be up here around the 85 mark there. With DEMAs though, they do tend to hit the 55, 54 area, and then they'll have a little dip back, retest it, and then go again if it's a longer term prospect. Okay, but yeah, there just a few things I'd keep an eye on is just make sure that Head and Shoulders has played out fully, because the actual target for the Head and Shoulders, if we use this one again, up here is really ridiculous. Ridiculous target of negative territory, I'd say. Yeah, well and truly off the chart. Can't do that unless, of course, I go broke. Seen that before. But anyway, yeah, that's the full potential of the Head and Shoulders is way south. But you know, we've got this little double bottom here. Let's just see if that works. And like I said, the 30-day moving average, it's now through. Now it just needs to stay above that. The more it gets up there, the more momentum it will get. For mine, I think this stock has a ridiculous amount of shares on the market. And sometimes that can work in their favour. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on it. So I'll leave it at that.